Salutations fam, this is Darkslayer Arim, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Yesterday was Yu-Gi-Oh day, and I took my my Blue Eyes deck that I kind of threw together based off of old cards I had and a couple recent purchases. I bought the 2019 Gold Sarcophagus tins. I got 2 of those, and I got the 1 Dual Devastator. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile. So obviously I'm talking about Blue Eyes, so naturally to start things off we are going to be running the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. So we got 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. This is probably going to be a staple of many deck profiles that you are going to be seeing from me. The the legendary Dragon of Destruction, very good draw engine as well. So yeah, we got that. And then also running 3 copies of the White Stone of Legend. This card, level 1 tuner, really good thing to mill to the graveyard with Lightsworns, add Blue Eyes directly to your hand, sets up a lot. It was really good in tournaments, so much so to the point that like my opponent started hitting my White Stone of Legend with Ash Blossom, and then one dude like called by the grave it. Like it was getting wild. We're running the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. If you're running any kind of a dragon based strategy, you kind of need to be running Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I forgot to mention, but like the reason I'm running like Lightsworns as an engine is like, because I couldn't get access to my guard dragons, couldn't find guard dragons, so I made do with what I had. Running the 1 Black Luster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning. I really like this card. I honestly wish I was running 2, but at 1 I ended up, it was really good. It was rarely ever a brick. I don't think it bricked a single time, but it's a really good card. I wish I was running 2. I'm running the 1 Tempest, another really solid dragon. I really wish I had more of my dragon rulers, but Tempest is really good. Self-explanatory. Running the 1 Cosmo Brain. I would definitely have run this at 3 if I pulled more copies of it, but I only pulled the 1, so we're running 1, and that's that. Cosmo Brain sets up a lot of combos. It sets up a lot of my link plays. It makes Blue Eyes something that you want to have in your hand. And then I am also running the floaters, the Twilight floaters. We're running the 1 Black Serpent, the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, and the White Dragon Wyver Burster. These cards were also really good. One of my favorite combo, pretty much all of my best plays involve these cards in some way, shape, or form. I would summon like Cosmo Brain, summon these cards. So basically, like, typically what I would want to happen is like White Stone of Legend gets sent to the graveyard, and then like I would have like Collapse Serpent and Cosmo Brain in my hand, and then like after Blue Eyes White Dragon gets added to my hand, I would banish the White Stone of Legend for Collapse Serpent. I would summon Cosmo Brain, then I would trip it off Collapse Serpent, summon a Blue Eyes from the deck, then Collapse Serpent would activate and add Wyver Burster into my hand, and then I could banish Collapse Serpent and summon Wyver Burster, and then and then it's like it just sets itself up really well. For the Lightsworn package, I am actually not running that many of them. I am running the 1 Jane Twilight Sworn. The Jane Twilight Sworn, just to have another dark monster for my Black Luster Soldier. I'm running the 1 Raiden and the 1 Lila. Helps me pop back row, helps me mill cards, helps me get to my combos. I am running the 1 Keeper of the Shrine. This card was really good. if it ended up hitting the graveyard, I had that extra protection for my dragons. It allowed me to summon my Blue Eyes, allowed me to summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and there was a dark in the graveyard that I could banish for Black Luster Soldier. Running the 1 Vice Dragon, yet another dark monster. It's the Dragon, Cyber Dragon, basically. My cat's over there playing around. The 1 Vice Dragon, big body on the field. Well, not really a big body, but just a free body on the field. Helps me set up my plays. Running the 1 Glow Up Bulb, another card that was really good if you milled it from the deck. Helped set up a lot of my link plays, helped set up Yugioh and a lot of the other things. Running some hand traps. I'm running 2 Effect Veilers. Effect Veilers pretty self-explanatory. Helps, minimize what my opponent is able to do when they're setting up their opening boards. I'm running 1 Ghost Ogre. The 1 Ghost Ogre, same thing as Effect Veiler. Helps, stop my opponent from setting up their plays, gets rid of their monsters, helps, make it easier for me to break their boards when it comes back to my turn. Running the 1 Ash Blossom. Another pretty self-explanatory card. Stop my opponent from searching, sending from the deck, drawing cards, etc., etc. Running the 1 DD Crow. A lot of decks in the meta that I've noticed like to have stuff in their graveyard. They like to banish from the graveyard, etc., etc. DD Crow helps me get rid of problematic cards before they're able to make use of them. And that's going to be it for the monsters in the deck. Now we go on to the spells and traps. There we go. I have this field center here so I can keep mind of where to put the cards. Anyway, we have 2 copies of Charge of the Light Brigade. This card, so let me tell you the best thing about this card is that the sending 3 from the top of the deck is cost, so they can't negate that. So and since the milling is what I want anyway, it's this card was just really, really good. I loved it. Every time I saw it, it was so good. I am running the 1 Dragon Shrine. I really wish I could have had 3 copies of this. This card is so good. Pretty much got ashed every single time I wanted to play it if they had the ash. Running the 1 Foolish Burial. Sad thing about this is that it's I have more than 1 Foolish Burial, but it's limited, and then I only have the 1 Dragon Shrine. Have the 1 copy of 1 for 1. This was probably one of my favorite things to see in my opening hand. I think my favorite combo to do would be activate 1 for 1, send the White Stone of Legend, summon Glow Up Bulb, and then I kind of explained the combo earlier, but it set that combo up really well, and typically if I got that, I was pretty much set. Running 1 copy of Trade-In. This is another card that I would definitely be running 3 of if I had more copies of it. Discard a Blue Eyes, draw 2 cards. The 1 copy of Solar Recharge. Discard a Lightsworn monster, draw 2 cards, and then you get to mill 2 from the top of the deck. Really, really good card. I actually did not draw it a single time throughout the event. But yeah. I was originally running a Cards of Consonance based draw engine, but ultimately I figured that the Trade-In and Solar Recharge would be more consistent because I have much more ways. It's much more likely for me to have their targets in my hand due to Blue Eyes being able to be searched and the Lightsworn monsters being able to be searched. And then have the 1 Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave helps your combos go through. It helps make sure that you don't get hand trapped. Helps you get rid of problematic monsters in the graveyard before they're able to make use of them. Against Sky Strikers, this was really nice because you can get rid of the Ray. Running the 1 Monster Reborn, just it's an extender. The 1 Monster Reborn, the 1 Silver's Cry. and the one World Legacy Succession. Just some more extenders help me set up more, like, stronger combos, stronger plays. And then I am running one copy of Dark Ruler No More. This card is really, really good. I remember one duel I had Dark Ruler No More and Raigeki in my opening hand, so it's just like, dude spent all his resources to build a board, and I just like cleared it instantly. It was so funny. And then I'm running the one Mind Control. Helps with like breaking boards and also helps setting up your combos. Really good card. And then that is it for the spell cards. I gotta stop accidentally taking the field center with me so I can know where to put my cards. And then I'm only running 3 trap cards. Running the one copy of Typhoon, the one copy of Red Reboot, and the one Solemn Strike. So that is going to do it for the main deck. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. 15 card extra deck. Let me make sure I grab it. So we're running a 15 card extra deck. Yeah. So first off, we got some super poly targets. The one Dragon Knight Draco Equist. It's not not really one of the best super poly targets, but I figured, I had it just like it might come up in a matchup. And remember I said I fought Buster Blader, so it did end up being relevant, and I was so happy that I had it in the deck when I, was up against Buster Blader. Running the one Diplexer Chimera. This was really, really good against Salamangreats. Helps me like break their boards and such if they don't have their Link monsters on the field. And then now I was running a Thunder Dragon Colossus as a super poly target in the off chance that like Thunder Dragons might have a Thunder Dragon on the board, and also because I did not have the Violet Chimera. But hilariously enough, like at the tournament, when they had the vendors, one of the vendors actually had a Violet Chimera, so I, bought that and put that in the extra deck for the Colossus. So that was my super poly targets. And then we have for the synchros, I was running one Vermilion Dragon Mech. This card's pretty good in Blue Eyes. Banish a tuner, pop a card. Running the one Azure Eyes. This card was actually amazing, man. It was so good. I really wish I had Spirit Dragon, because like this card, just like the protection and like from targeting and destruction is just so good. And then it also like summons Blue Eyes, in the standby phase. Really good card. The one Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, I was unsure of what to run for my level 8 synchro, but I tested with Scarlight at the last minute, and this ended up being really, really good against Buster Blader because, just blew up the field. Really good. Running the one Full Armor Photon Dragon. This was also something that I bought at the tournament and, put into my deck at the last minute before I registered. This was originally a Hieratic Sun Dragon. Yeah. Really good card for Blue Eyes, pop cards on the field. I was running the one Igaion, the Sea Castrum. So this is, in my opinion, a really good, really underrated rank 8. Banish a card from the extra deck. That's a really good effect. Running the one for like some rank 4s, running the number 70 Malevolent Sin. Helps you get rid of your opponent's monsters, banish some of their monsters. Running the one Tornado Dragon, get rid of their spells and traps. Running the one number 101, non-destruction removal is always really good. And then for the Link monsters, I have the one Borosword Dragon. Pulled that in the Gold Sarcophagus 10, that was really nice. The one Bomber Dragon. Honestly, I probably could replace this with something else. I did not actually end up summoning it a single time. So, I mean, I like it in theory, but in practice, I never summoned it, so I might end up taking it out. The one Saryuja Skuldred. This card is probably the best card in my extra deck. Up there with Borosword. pretty much if I was able to summon Yugioh, I was in a really good spot, and those were the games I typically took. And the one lamp. So that is going to do it for the extra deck. 15 card extra deck. I gotta stop picking up this doggone 420 card. That is the 15 card extra deck, and now we're gonna move on to the side deck. So 15 card side deck. I was running a lot of like anti-meta cards, so basically like based on like my expected matchups, just you know, just generic stuff that would help really well in a lot of matchups. So to start things off, I am running 3 kaijus, 1 turtle, 1 flame kaiju, and 1 spider kaiju. I would probably run 3 turtle, but just these are the kaijus I had. I wanted to run 3 of them, 3 kaijus. Running the 1 World Legacy World Lance. This is basically a more universal honest. If a Link monster battles, you can discard this. Your opponent's monster loses 3,000 attack. Pretty much, if they attack and you have this in your hand, their monster's probably gonna die, unless it's a Borosword that can't be destroyed by battle. But yeah. And then I'm running the 1 Dimension Shifter. This card was really good against Thunder Dragons. You know, if they make their board, if they make anything, they vanish everything, and then the Colossus can't protect itself, and then it becomes really easy to like run over them and stuff, and it was really good. I was running 2 copies of Artifact Lancia. This card, oh man, I was really happy that I included this card in my side deck. I sided it in against Orcus, completely stopped their entire play, and then, you know, you set up OTKs. It was really good. The 1 Ghost Reaper. This card didn't really come up. I probably could have sided it in, you know, like banished a Yugioh, banished a Borosword, but a lot of the opponents that I faced were using more like archetype specific stuff, so I didn't really have many chances to use it. The 1 Ghost Bell. This is a card that I wish I had sided in a lot more, because like in hindsight it would have helped in a lot of the matches that I ended up losing. Ghost Spell, stopping all those graveyard effects and such. 1 Underroot. This card is like super underrated. Maybe probably because it's new, but it's like this card is like really busted. Really wish I had like realized that I should have sided this in against Buster Bladers. I probably would have won if I was able to use that against Buster Bladers. Just like completely shuts down a lot of what Buster Blader wants to do, and just like kind of rewards you for losing. Running the 2 copies of Drag Down into the Grave. This card I was running to get rid of hand traps. Served its purpose well. I actually had an opponent like side this in against me, and they got rid of my effect Veiler, and I was like, dang. The 1 Super Poly. This card, one of my favorite cards. I really wish I had 3 copies of these. Hilariously enough, like my draws, my draws were like just really good this tournament. I sided it in, and like every single time I sided in, I drew it. It was amazing. The 1 Silent Graveyard. We'll probably bump this up to 2 copies. Really good card. Shuts down graveyard effects. Really good in the meta. And then the 1 Heavy Storm Duster would help a lot with clearing back row cards. I didn't actually end up using this at all because like nobody was playing back row. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for the deck profile. I thought about maybe like probably will do like a kind of follow-up video to this that showcases like the typical game plan of the deck, but for now that's going to be it. This has been Darkslayer Arim. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.